So, ladies and gentlemen, we start our episode with a bit of Charlie Patino signing a new deal. We got an information on that. We're also going to talk about some really crazy deals, crazy rumors in the transfer market. That is really, after reading that, I actually, the first time that I read it, I wanted to take water in my hands and I wanted to clean my eyes because it is so much. I just can't take it anymore at times. Uh, I felt that there are TikTok videos which make you want to be blind forever, but no, there are transfer rumors also that would want to make you feel that way as well. So why should I suffer alone? Yeah, let me just give you the sufferings as well. So the first news is of course about Charlie Patino. Chris Wheatley spoke about Charlie Patino in a recent podcast. He had a Q&A that he answered about Charlie Patino. He says, I know he's going to be signing an add-on contract next month when he turns 18. He's staying at the club. There were some links with Barcelona. We don't have to worry about that. He's staying at Arsenal, is what Chris Wheatley confirmed. So Charlie Patino is not going anywhere. He is staying. He is staying. But apparently there is someone who has an advice as to how Arsenal can fire back to the top. From someone who's never been a manager, I guess. So, okay, let's listen to him. Let's listen to this cute guy from Liverpool. Yep. So Michael Owen believes that if Arsenal can secure 3 points against Crystal Palace on Monday, um, they can be a part of the top four. I mean, they can actually fight for top four. So that is what top six. I'm sorry, not top four, top six finish. So let's hear out what he had to say. He says, all credit to Mikel Arteta and Arsenal as they seem to have turned their season around. I don't think the performances have been fantastic, but they badly needed wins, and that's now 10 points from 12. A win here, and they can begin to start thinking about a top six push. Palace have drawn their last two, but showed loads of character to come back from two down to draw with Leicester last time. Vieira is doing a good job, but still needs to claim a few more wins. I'm sure it will be a special day for Vieira to manage against Arsenal. I just don't think his side will have enough quality. I think Arsenal will narrowly edge it. I'll say 2-1. So Michael Owen finally believes Arsenal are going to win this game, and that is against Crystal Palace, and it is going to be, even though Vieira's Crystal Palace have a good amount of character, they will lose. Okay, so let's see how things will turn out to be. Well, even Mikel Arteta also said certain things before the game against Crystal Palace. He says we managed to turn things around a little bit. There's still big margins for improvement, but we've got very big results that were needed in that moment. We just needed to think about doing things better, progressing in the table, and focusing on winning our next match. You know what? I want Arsenal players to take all these upcoming matches as derbies. I mean, if they believe that this is a derby game, I swear to God, they'll play next level, because the way they play against 30 minutes of football against Tottenham Hotspur, I don't even know if Arsenal will play the same way in any other match in the season. I don't know. They were flawless. So Feyenoord coach Arne Slot has admitted that Arsenal loanee Reece Nelson arrived in Netherlands on deadline day in August, frustrated and annoyed. And speaking ahead of the game, Slot explained why the 21-year-old's morale was a little low a couple of months ago. He says, it's not like I talk to him about it every day. I think he was initially frustrated and annoyed that he could not start from day one. He has worked hard to become fully fit. You notice that he is still getting stronger and stronger now that he is competing. I'm sure he wants to show that in the matches. I think he will get that chance in the coming weeks. So, looks like Reece Nelson is definitely going to get his chance. His coach is actually openly admitting that yes, it is a strong possibility. But more importantly, we're also going to talk about some other sources, some other news, as that we have an update about Dominic Calvert-Lewin. So it looks like Calvert-Lewin has a mantra that could take him away from Goodison Park. So he says that I'm happy at Everton. He spoke to L'Equipe. He says, I worked hard to become number 9 at this club and score goals like I did recently. Personally, I have the ambition to one day play in the Champions League and win titles. But for now, I am happy at Everton. So when I came across this article said that Dominic Calvert-Lewin, Arsenal can get Dominic Calvert-Lewin if they get Champions League football. Well, you know what? If Dominic Calvert-Lewin, just by reading that, I felt so much offended. Like, come on, you got to come to the club, to the history, what it represents. He's an Arsenal fan. He's an Arsenal fan. If you go and read out his tweets, I'm pretty much sure if Arsenal go for him, he would think about it. He would not straight away say no. Do they have Champions League football like Jules Koundé, bloody bastard? So if that's the case, that if I would have wanted to react to just the title of this whole article, I swear to God, I'd say good luck with Everton getting Champions League football, even though they're really high on the table from us. I know, it's a very long season, and yeah, couple of injuries to their midfield players. Boom. Everton, the best thing that Carlo Ancelotti did was to get good amount of midfielders in that Everton team. Apart from that, that team is not that. I don't rate them too high. Not even a top 16 for me. So let's see what happens. Let's see what happens. Moving on, so it looks like Arsenal boss Mikel Arteta and his Leicester counterpart Brendan Rodgers are reportedly keen on Southampton star Mohamed El Younussi. Yes, this is the news. Okay, so the Premier League rivals are set to lock horns over the 27-year-old who has impressed for club and country this season and will enter the final year of his contract. In the next summer's transfer window. El Younussi helped Saints win over Leeds United 1-0, and he also scored both goals in Norway's 2-0 victory over Montenegro last Monday. And just because of that, okay, this report says that Arsenal and Leicester are wanting him. Maybe Leicester, but I don't know why Arsenal. But even though you would want to say Leicester, El Younussi joined Southampton for 16 million in 2018 from FC Basel. That's it. He was sent out on loan to Celtic for 2 seasons, scoring 24 goals and registering 12 assists in 67 games. And boom, that's it. That's all El Younussi did. So, just on the basis of that, this report tells that El Younussi, it looks like if his contract is set to expire in 2023, Southampton could be tempted to cash in on him, and transfer market are valuing him at around 10.8 million pounds. I don't know, man. I don't know who was. I don't even know. I'm pretty much sure the one who actually made this report was drunk for sure. But in 2019, Virgil van Dijk actually labelled Alex Oxlade-Chamberlain as a quality player. Let's hear out what did he say about him. He said, Alex is such a great guy, such an important guy for the group. He's a quality player, and he showed it not only with his goals but also with his all-round game. During a difficult period, he always managed to stay positive. We were all there for him. Yeah, the difficult period. Yeah, of course. Well, here's the news. Now it looks like there is this change that is going to happen in terms of capping of how many players that agents can actually represent. So multiple representation is always a common thing that you see in football. Football agents do that because Kia Joorabchian was involved in Willian, Cedric Soares, David Luiz. They all came to Arsenal, and of course his relationship with Edu and Raul Sanllehi. The Times have revealed that there are plans that for FIFA to try and ban dual representation for all deals involving players earning over 145k per week. This means that the agent or intermediary cannot represent more than one party, be it the player or the buying or selling club. Whether this will have an impact on how Arsenal deal with transfers presently looks unlikely. So this definitely has a lot of implications, repercussions on Arsenal's future. What happens? Only the future will tell you. The guy in the picture here is Matheus Cunha. So he's actually joined Atletico Madrid in the summer. Arsenal were linked with him, but it looks like Arsenal are still showing an interest in him, the Brazilian striker. According to Fichajes, the Brazilian striker is what Arsenal are eyeing to get as well. The 22-year-old is the one that Arsenal are also taking into consideration. Dominic Calvert-Lewin, Ollie Watkins, Alexander Isak, lots of youngsters. Luka Jovic, I just mentioned him yesterday. that Arsenal are linked with him. So, and Yusuf En Nasiri is another strongly named link. But the latest player connected with Arsenal is Matheus Cunha, who only signed for Atletico Madrid in the summer, a late arrival from Hertha Berlin. The 22-year-old Brazilian forward has struggled really badly to get a regular place in Diego Simeone's side. Very badly. Like, because they could not get Lacazette from Arsenal, Atletico Madrid, so they went and got Matheus Cunha, and Cunha is not the kind of player. I don't know. It's too early to say as well, but let's see if he's the right kind of player to take Atletico, back-to-back titles. If he can do that, I don't know if he's going to get um, that kind of support from Simeone. Nobody knows. So he's linked with Arsenal still. So with this, I'd like to end this episode. Thank you so much for tuning in. If you see daily Arsenal content, best place to be. Consider subscribing. I shall definitely see you in the next one. Cheers.